So, like any geek, I, of course, got pulled into the world of Harry Potter. Yeah, quite a long time ago, but yeah, like any geek, I loved the series. I mean, my family, we got the books, and we, for the first couple of years of my life, when we still had a VHS tape, we actually had the first two movies on VHS, and subsequently the movies came out came out as I was growing up. I remember at the time I didn't go to see Prisoner of Azkaban. I instead was seeing Shrek 2, but another two members of my family were seeing Prisoner of Azkaban, and then I don't remember which films I kind of watched as they came out in theatres, but I do remember seeing the last two. And eventually, for Christmas, I ended up getting the entire set on DVD. And the Potterness didn't stop there. I mean, when Pottermore came around, I logged into it, took the test, and found out I'm a Slytherin. Yeah, to which I realised actually Slytherin's not so bad. I mean, not I know it was the home of Voldemort, but not every Slytherin turned out badly. But anyway, point for that. Anyway, 5 years last year in 2016, the Harry Potter universe, or the movie universe, or at least expanded once again. 5 years after the last movie and 9 years after the last book was released, a Deathly Hallows and Deathly Hallows Part 2. In 2016, they attempted to expand on this to create another movie in the franchise. And yeah, that was a movie called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. This was a movie that I think I saw the trailer for it and I thought, yeah, it might be good to check out at some point. But then life happened. Life happened and just I ended up not seeing it while it was in theatres. But I still kept an interest in it, and when I saw it a couple of days ago in my local supermarket, at a fairly good price, I thought to myself, why not? And even when I was checking out, the person who authorised it went, have you seen it yet? I was like, no. Like, it's brilliant. And you know what? I can't see what they mean. I mean, if I had a choice between Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them or watching one of the previous Harry Potter movies, I would probably go for the previous movie. But I'm glad I saw Fantastic Beasts, and I do see what it means. It is a very good film. I mean, it's best not to compare it to the Harry Potter series or the Harry Potter film series as a whole, as it stands as its own thing. I mean, this happens way before the events of the film. This happens back in the 1920s or the 1930s. So, yeah, it's best to view it as separate. I mean, in terms of the cast, Eddie Redmayne is a great actor in this. He's a great British actor, and his character of Newt Scamander, he does a brilliant job. I mean, showing curiosity, adventure, but then also trying to keep things on the down low, keep things secret. And when they were casting the 13th Doctor for Doctor Who, his name I saw come up quite a bit. People were like, oh, Eddie Redmayne should be the next Doctor. I can kind of see what they meant there, but I'm sure Jodie Whittaker will do us proud. Dan Fogler I had previously seen in The Goldbergs, so seeing him here, he's funny as usual, and it's good to see him. Colin Farrell, I've only seen a few pieces of his work, but he can do sinister quite well. And his role, yeah, it's quite good. The thing I saw people criticise about this was that Johnny Depp's cameo, like at the very end of the film as Gellert Grindelwald, they felt they didn't need it, or they could have gotten someone better than Depp. Honestly, at the time, I couldn't tell. I thought they'd just slapped Colin Farrell in like a blonde wig. I couldn't tell it was somebody else. And it's such a small part of the film that I don't think that's a problem. Also, it's good to see Ezra Miller in something before I see him in Justice League later this year. So, yeah, it was a good movie to see. The basic plot of it is that Eddie Redmayne's Newt Scamander comes to New York on his way to Arizona in order to release a magical creature back into the wild, but due to some mix-ups with a no-mage, or muggle, known as Kowalski, played by Fogler, the beasts and creatures inside his suitcase get released all over New York, and it's a race against time for him, Kowalski, and his friends to get all the creatures back together and back into the suitcase. So I think my favourite is probably the Niffler, probably because it's so cute and so mischievous that honestly it's impossible not to love that thing. So yeah, on the whole, I think it's a good movie. It's best not to compare it to the previous, or rather its kind of future movies, the Harry Potter franchise. It's best just to view it on its own. I mean, the magic in it allows you to just take another step back into Rowling's world, which for some of us we haven't done in like the past 5 years or 6 years by this point. It just allows you to take a step back into that magical world, and just enjoy it once again. Apparently, they've got at least another 2 movies for Fantastic Beasts set to come out, and some people even saying 4, but I'm not sure about that. But another 2 movies with Fantastic Beasts and some of the original cast would be good to see. I mean, overall, I don't think it's the best from Rowling's kind of films library, but you know what? If it links back to the Harry Potter world, I'm glad to step back into it. I mean, yeah, I would probably prefer to go back and watch one of the other Harry Potter movies, but you know what? I'm glad I saw this, and you never know, I might go back and see it again at some point. Anyway, to all my fellow Slytherins, and also to Gryffindors, Hufflepuffs, and Ravenclaws, I'll see you.